Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to 8 Ball Sports. Before this video begins, I'm going to ask that we hit 5 likes. If we can hit 5 likes, I will upload an extra video tomorrow. I already have one planning on going out, being a post-game analysis on the West Virginia Tech game. But if we can hit 5 likes before tomorrow or before that game tomorrow, I will upload another video. Don't know what it would be. It could be really any sport, from baseball to hockey to football to even maybe NFL, possibly even NBA, who knows. But if we can hit 5 likes, I will upload an extra video. Alright, so Alabama versus Florida State, the best Week 1 matchup in college football history. Kind of lived up to the expectation. I would say the first half did live up to the expectation. 7-10. It was a hard-fought game. Both defenses were showing promising signs. A big play to end the first half with a blocked field goal. We'll get more into that later. And then, sorry if you can see that fly. It's bothering me. I know if you see it's probably bothering you. And then, really, second half, not as interesting. A lot of mistakes made by Florida State. Alabama capitalized on some of them, not all of them, which was a sign of one of their weaknesses, which I'll also get more into in just a second. So hopping in, 24-7, Alabama wins. And as you can tell, the title of this video is Special Teams Wins Games, and that's really that's been known, I think, but I don't really know if many people actually believe it. That's been said by great coaches, saying that special teams matters a lot. Having a great punter that can flip field position, a kicker that's almost 95% accuracy, having just great kickoff coverage, punt coverage, all the above matters in a football game. And today Alabama won in the special teams game, and that's really what won them this game. You look at it, it was 10-7 at halftime. Should have been 10-10 had the special teams mistakes not happened, and had the other ones, them being the blocked punt that led to a field goal, and just the terrible punts from Florida State, like the whole entire game. And then the forced fumble that I knew I had another one on the kick return right after that field goal that gave them a touchdown. So that's 10 points right there. So say the score is still 10-10, and you take away those two mistakes, still 10-10, and maybe Florida State could have capitalized on one of those offensive possessions. Now, if I'm a Florida State fan, I'm concerned, first off, for Francois' health. Obviously, it's a pretty scary injury. That was not a nasty hit or anything, nothing illegal, but it definitely did not look like that should have happened. And nothing but the best for DeAndre Francois, but that's not the reason they lost, because he got hurt. I mean, that was with 6 minutes or less left to go in the game. They were already down by 3 possessions. They were not going to win that game. What lost them the game was his mistakes. 2 interceptions. They talked about it in the pregame show, all leading up to this game, that last year he never threw 2 interceptions in a game. He would make a mistake and then correct on that in the middle of the game and never make that mistake again, or at least never throw another interception again. And then he threw back-to-back interceptions in the third quarter. Or maybe, it was third or fourth quarter, second half. He threw back-to-back interceptions. He threw an interception, which I think led to a missed field goal, and then he threw another interception, which I actually can't quite remember. But his mistakes, plus the special teams mistakes, are why Alabama won this game. Alabama's offense did not look good. Bo Scarborough obviously got hurt. How is he gonna do in his first game back from the injury? 15 carries, only 40 yards, a long of only 8. He's not expected to get a huge long, although the coaches have said that he has breakout speed. I'm sorry, I say probably a lot, but he didn't do anything fantastic. 15 for 40, that's less than 3 yards a carry. If I do my math right, 45 yards would be 3 yards a carry, so obviously not what you want to see from him. You did have Damian Harris, 9 carries, 73 yards, and the touchdown. Never mind, I'm just going to say something, no. But he looked like the best running back out there. Jalen Hurts, 15 for 55 on the ground, And then Najee Harris, well, the highly touted prospect, only got 3 carries, only got 5 yards. But going back to Damien Harris, you take away his big 34-yard gain. So he got 8 rushes for 39 yards, taking away 1 rush for that 34 yards. And he got 39 divided by 8, 4.8 yards per carry, which is nothing spectacular, not the Alabama running backs we're used to. But here's where giving credit where credit is due. Florida State's defense is the reason that this game was so close. So many mental mistakes, special teams mistakes, just mistakes by Florida State. But Florida State's defense kept them in the game. They forced field goals, and Alabama's kicking situation is not looking great right now. He was 3 for 5. He missed 2. Florida State's defense looked really, really good. They were not letting Hurts escape the pocket very often, and if they were, he wasn't getting huge gains, and they were covered downfield. Jalen Hurts only had 96 passing yards in this game, 10 for 18, I believe. Just quickly checking that. Yeah, 10 for 18, 96 yards with a touchdown. And 7 of those 10 completions to Calvin Ridley, and 82 of those 96 yards to Calvin Ridley, and the touchdown to Calvin Ridley. They locked up pretty much everyone. Calvin Ridley is just such a talented playmaker that he did free up, or got free a good amount of times, 7 times, I guess, to where he can make the catch and make plays, because that's just what he's going to do. It's hard to guard a playmaker like him. But I don't know. Just Florida State's defense really impressed me. But the offensive line for Florida State is, I personally, maybe the reason they lost this game. They couldn't get anything going on the ground. Their lead runner, Cam Akers, 30 yards on 10 carries. That's 3 yards a carry. Not going to get it done. Just said again. I'm trying to cut down. Not going to get it done in college football. And the offensive line, it seemed like every play Alabama was getting pressure. And I know that's what Alabama does. Alabama gets pressure. That's what their format is. Their defense wins them these games. But they don't get it every play. You look at how Clemson, you look at how Ohio State, you look at how other teams beat them, and it is with a solid running game. They don't necessarily go to the running game to win them the game, but if they can run the ball, then they have to keep Alabama from loading everyone in the box and sending everyone to get to either the quarterback or stop the run, which is what Alabama was doing, and it worked because Florida State only scored 1 touchdown. I just said, I'm sorry. It's bothering me now. But, another mental mistake here. Tackling the punt returner after he called a fair catch for Florida State. But that's just... Now, the fair catch was a little... it was kind of like running like this way and then went like that. I don't know. I just feel like... I don't know. You look at your other player. If your other teammate isn't tackling him, then don't tackle him. If the Alabama players are not blocking you, then don't tackle him. I just feel like that was just a non-heads-up play that you cannot afford against a team of Alabama's caliber. I guess that's all that I really want to talk about. Deondre Francois, Deondre Francois, hope him the best. Did not have a great day. Like 19 for 33, 210 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. But a lot of people said Florida State was going to be a playoff team, and I did not buy into the hype. But I did not buy into that hype. I thought that Deondre Francois wasn't a good enough quarterback, and I like him. I liked his game today. I like what he does. He's really tough. You saw what he did last year. He just kept taking hit after hit, but stayed up. I still don't think he's that great of a quarterback. I think he can get into his head, and it causes him a lot of... Well, we saw it. He threw an interception. He left that. He didn't forget about it like you're supposed to. And then what did he go out there and do again? He threw another interception. I don't know. I just wasn't sold, and I think that he can lead them to the playoffs after tonight's game. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I do think he's going to be hurt, which is going to suck for Florida State. I don't know when they play really a next good opponent, but hopefully he'll be back by then because I think Florida State will need him. The only reason this game was close is because of Florida State's defense. I don't trust Florida State's offensive line. I don't trust their run game without Dalvin Cook. I don't really trust Deondre Francois. There's certain teams that can get away with not having a great quarterback, but the players around him make the quarterback great. Francois is a solid quarterback. He is a top 15, top 20, top 15 quarterback in college football, but he does not have the weapons around him. He does. He has weapons around him that just cannot seem to be. He can't seem to find a connection with them. And until he does that, I don't think Florida State is going to be able to make the playoffs. This loss does not set them back, though. I think they're definitely going to have to lose one more, whether that be to Clemson, Miami, another ACC team, or maybe some out-of-conference team again. I just don't see them making the playoffs, but that's just my view. I have nothing against Florida State necessarily. I'm about to say I do not like Florida State, but I went at this from unbiased. I do not like either of these teams very much. I'm an Ohio State fan. I'll mention that every video because I'm sure I'm going to get comments saying, you're just saying you want this team to lose. You think Francois is bad because you're an Ohio State fan. I don't. If I wanted a team to win this game, it was Florida State. I do not like seeing Bama win, but Bama looked good on the defense. They look like a Bama defense. And I do think their offense a little struggle, but that's probably just some rust. Hopefully the same for Florida State. Hopefully it's just a little bit of rust. They can get out of it and make the playoffs. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if we can hit 5 likes, an extra video will go out tomorrow. And subscribe to the channel for more content like this. More post-game analysis on the big college football games of the week. I'll have one out tomorrow and Monday over the Tennessee game Monday and the West Virginia game tomorrow, Sunday. What else was I going to say? Oh, comment your opinion down below. If you disagree with me about Florida State, please keep it fairly appropriate. You don't have to come out here and hate on me. But disagree politely, and I will give you my opinion on why I believe it. You can give me your opinion on why you believe this, and we can hash it out maturely. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.